Hello everyone, welcome back to the Maverick channel. Now, you know there's a lot happening in the crypto space. It's hard to keep track. There's Bitcoin, which is a dominating force in this crypto space. There's El Salvador. There's layer 2 scaling solutions on the Ethereum network, on Bitcoin. You see a lot of news is actually levitating towards layer 2 scaling solutions, despite the fact that there's layer 1 solutions available. So, do we know if these layer 1 solutions like Solana, Avalanche, Cosmos and whatnot, I think Cosmos could be a layer 0 solution actually, because you can build layer 1s on top of the Cosmos network. But if we look at these different layer 1 solutions, we have to acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of energy going into layer 2 solutions on the Ethereum network and on Bitcoin. So that creates some bit of confusion. It's like all the effort being spent building layer 1 solutions, but then also the effort being spent building layer 2 solutions. I think some of these layer 2 solutions might evolve into superior blockchains in the future, and not just something that's supporting Ethereum, but rather these systems that are interoperable with other systems as well. So you find Cosmos like a layer 0 solution. Their purpose is to you can build hubs on top of the Cosmos ecosystem, for example, and you can connect different points onto these hubs, and these different points are different blockchains, and these ones can interoperate with each other. So if you have a layer 2 solution that leverages a Cosmos hub that then also bridges to other types of blockchains or other types of services like synthetics or any other kind of Oracle-based data pooling involved. So creating an interoperability layer, not just between blockchains, but between other layers as well. So that is what's happening. There's DeFi, there's NFTs, like brands trying to dominate the NFT space. For example, Animoca brands, the Flow blockchain, just giving examples. These are some of the biggest brands. There's controversy in OpenSea. We are not hearing much about CBDCs anymore. And we're hearing a lot of VC money flowing into the crypto space. So this is all interesting stuff. But on this channel, if you're new to this channel, I focus on I cover different things. I like to look at real world use cases of digital assets. What you're seeing on the screen right now is not a digital asset. Let me just confirm that this is recording actually. So I should not have been displaying this, but this was playing. I wasn't noticing this. I was just focused on saying what I wanted to say in the beginning. But this is I think it's an interesting company that you're seeing here. It's called Aptera. They built this 3-wheel car that I think has very good features. It has very good features. It's made out of composite materials. It has very good strength to weight ratio. If you see some of its tests, its rear tests, its front tests, the structure holds up really well. I think it's a monocoque structure, so it's a full structure of the vehicle, and you have this. It kind of looks like a flightless. I think the word Aptera is from Greek. I'm not too sure, but it's something to do with a bird that doesn't fly, something like that. So I guess the shape is also sort of influenced by that, but it's this nice, slick, aerodynamic shape. The point of this is that this car is eco-friendly. It has solar panels. They've fitted, but you can charge it on your house input. You don't need any more powerful input to charge it. And it's supposed to be. They're branding it as the first non-chargeable car. I mean, you need to charge it, but it goes up to 1,000 miles on a single charge. At the same time, if you're living in a hot area, it can be recharged. So I think this is pretty interesting. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this car called Aptera. Actually, they started, I think, way back in 2014, 2015, but then they got liquidated. Then they had to come back. They came back in 2019 to revamp the company. So the reason why I'm talking about this is that this is a fully electric type of vehicle that could leverage the thing that I talk about on this channel, which is autonomous economic agents. Now, I talk about the Fetch.AI ecosystem, not because I'm obsessed about the token and tokenomics and hopefully the price goes up. I'm interested in the technology because when you look at the Ethereum blockchain, for example, what made it what it is smart contracts. When you look at Cosmos, Polkadot, and some of the chains, they're trying to tackle interoperability. Some chains are trying to tackle layer 2 scaling solutions and different others, NFTs, and different other use cases. But what Fetch.AI is trying to do, they're building these autonomous economic agents that act as digital assistants that you can fit in any device really to enable any other device fitted with the same technology to communicate with that device. So devices constantly aware of their location. Humans constantly aware of their location. If you want to, you can, I guess, you can find a way of optimizing that such that you cannot be searched by name, you cannot be searched by whatever. You can determine whichever way you want to be searched by, but you can instantaneously know where anything is. That's the whole essence of these digital assistants. You can pre-program them to have a sovereign identity and a specific identity for a specific device, human or whatever machine. So that's why I talk about these agents. I feel like this is going to be an evolution of the Ethereum network. For example, if you look at smart contracts on the Ethereum network, if you look at Fetch.AI, this is the website. I think the technology that they're creating, this is a token bridge. So this is the website of Fetch.AI. If this is the first time you've come to Fetch.ai, I urge you to check it out to get more information about this. They have a lot of information about their DeFi agents, about their collective learning technology, and some of the use cases they built using the collective learning framework. The DeFi agent, more details about that. But what I want to further elaborate in this video is some of the technologies that have been developed by some companies developing on the Fetch.ai ecosystem. For example, Datarella is arguably the first, I think, company to build a technology on top using the Fetch.ai ecosystem. Now, I'm going to post these links in the video, but there's this first link here. Essentially, Datarella gave us a few weeks ago, like 1 week ago or 1.5, they gave a demonstration of how they're leveraging autonomous economic agents to use them in cars, to use them in parking lots, and to use them in stop signs. And of course, so basically you scan a barcode, and the barcode shows you all the different services that you might want to be looking for. In this case, a parking spot. And then these agents can talk to themselves and negotiate with themselves. So this article shows you a conversation between autonomous agents on deep parking and micromobility at the IAA Mobility 2021 event. This event already ended. This company successfully demonstrated how they were using these autonomous economic agents in their product suite. And if you read through this link, you can see these conversations that the agents can have. So they're human readable conversations. So for example, hi, my name is Jane, and I want to connect with this car and take a trip. Okay, no problem. I see you scan the code. I'll be your personal assistant from here on out. And then parking discovery. All right, I'll check what's offered by other agents. I'm querying Fetch.ai simple open economic framework. And then of course I skipped over the conversation by Jane herself. Then there's more conversations from the car, from the agents representing the car itself. All right, I'll check what's offered to other agents. I'm querying the Fetch.ai simple open economic framework. Essentially, that's where the agents reside. And there are 3 parking lots with deep parking available for your expected time of arrival, and so on. So I'm going to post this link in the description if you want to see how these agents actually talk to themselves, how they negotiate, and how they come to a consensus at the end of these negotiations. Obviously, these are computers and this is going to go by really fast, but I'm sure you can keep it in history in the background, or you can look at the background of whatever application you're using and you can look at these conversations. Instead of looking at code, you're looking at how these agents are talking to themselves in a human readable language. Now, just as much as some of these devices can be fit into the website you were seeing before, the Aptera auto vehicle, this one, basically Fetch.ai has also partnered with some other organization called Genee. And what is the purpose of Genee? So if you look at their homepage, let's look at their homepage. So basically, Genee is a privacy-centric AI personal assistant in your phone. I don't think there's more I need to say about that. So you can come to this website and learn more. For people, Genee is a personal assistant that helps you find places to eat based on whatever your location, your dietary requirements, offers, and so on. Then for businesses, Genee helps local businesses attract and retain customers. So it's sort of like a decentralized way of having this digital assistant. So just imagine how we think about the Fetch.ai autonomous economic agent, but fitted into a nice graphical user interface in a nice application that you can just pop up on your screen. Maybe a nice animated GUI shows up on your screen, and you can interact with this thing. And in the background, it's using these agents that are communicating with other agents and other nets of agents, and they're autonomously making decisions to make your life easier and to save you more time. Now, this is about us. Let me just read this about us really fast. So Genee Labs was founded by a team of experienced entrepreneurs in Cambridge, UK. They saw a need for a service to act as an intelligent matchmaker between people and local businesses whilst respecting privacy. So Genee Labs Limited is a company registered in England and Wales. Guys, I was so focused on reading that. I'm not going to read all that, but you can get details of their address. Now, this video, I think, has gone on for quite a while, but you'll have to be patient with me, guys. There's this last part that I want to read. How Fetch.AI benefits the Mobix micromobility marketplace. Now, this is such an important read. I've talked about Fetch.AI in the past a lot. Okay, so now that's why I'm going to read this curated list in case this curated writing over here. So it's written by Datarella, the company that developed the parking agent on the Fetch.AI ecosystem, that displayed it in the IAA event that already happened in Munich. So this is how they describe their experience. So as some of our readers already know, Mobix is going to run on the soon to be launched Fetch.AI blockchain. But what is Fetch.AI and how does this partnership benefit the Mobix project overall? Fetch.AI and its background. Fetch.AI is a Cambridge-based artificial intelligence lab that was co-founded by Human Sheikh, Toby Simpson, Thomas Hayne in 2017. Mr. Sheikh was the founding investor in DeepMind, and Mr. Simpson was an early DeepMind developer. You can find more information about them. So what differentiates Fetch.AI from other blockchain projects? I think this is one of the most important things to note. There's a bit of noise in the background, but let us continue with this. So the Fetch.AI goal is significantly different to many other blockchain and AI projects currently in development. And upon first glance, a non-technical person could perhaps be forgiven for not fully grasping the dizzying scope of Fetch.AI's aim. So Fetch.AI is not just creating a buzzword, Frankenstein, but is actually driving towards the ultimate goal of creating an entirely autonomous agent-based digital economy. Now, Fetch.AI is building the framework that can make this possible through a unique combination of multiple cutting-edge technologies. Today's internet is built for e-commerce solutions, but the new web needs to enable more autonomous solutions, and this requires building the infrastructure and tools to make it deployable. Fetch.AI is building the deployment infrastructure which brings the new AI-based autonomous machine economy to life. And this is quoting Human Sheikh, who's the CEO of Fetch.AI. So because of this aim, from a technical perspective, Fetch.AI is fascinating. It encompasses 4 different pieces of technology which are seamlessly linked together through the project. We have the open economic framework. So this is like the world, like the way humans live on Earth. This is where the agents reside. This is where they can efficiently communicate with each other. The autonomous economic framework, those are the agents themselves. These are think of them as little pockets of bundles of packets of data in which you can program anything. They're language agnostic and they can communicate with other agents to autonomously make decisions on behalf of their owner. The agent metropolis, I could briefly talk about that as this area that enables smart contracts. So smart contract capabilities on the Fetch.AI ecosystem on the mainnet. And then the Fetch.AI blockchain, which makes everything possible. Proof of stake, proof of work, direct acyclic graph. It actually incorporates all those 3 technologies to form what we call useful proof of work. So how is Fetch.AI blockchain different? Fetch.AI's blockchain uses a nuanced combination of proof of stake with proof of work to deliver a consensus known as useful proof of work. So new blocks are created through a normal proof of stake protocol with the overall transaction order, then being determined by work carried out in between 2 blocks. So this work is recorded on a direct acyclic graph that grows between the blocks. So the direct acyclic graph, or the DAG, is started with the previous block and then is terminated by the block meted by proof of stake. So smart contracts versus autonomous economic agents. Now this is awesome. So Fetch.AI's autonomous economic agents are very different to smart contracts that other protocols have developed to provide services. Smart contracts simply perform a service once parameters have been met, while AEAs are digital entities that are able to make their own economic decisions based upon the options available to them and their knowledge of their human clients' preferences. So in short, they provide intelligent direct provider to consumer interactions without a human having to inefficiently research the best deal that suits their preferences. So AEAs can learn more about the wider economy they participate in or further refine client preferences through a series of inbuilt advanced AI intelligence algorithms. So they can also work together with other agents in the framework in order to find solutions to complex issues, requests, or operations. So the system is permissionless and requires no human input. The framework is expected to be capable of enabling millions of transactions per second, allowing for agents to perform a myriad of tasks on a global scale. I know a lot of blockchains have promised thousands and thousands of interactions of transactions, but let's see how this plays out. This is quite different. They're incorporating 3 consensus algorithms. They have something called a decentralized random beacon for helping in random number generation and so on. They have certain technologies that are building to support this. So some use cases for agents are autonomous AI travel, direct business to business consumer, decentralized delivery, consumer good purchasing, supply chain interaction and ordering, collective learning, i.e. providing access to anonymized medical records to allow quicker research, and educate direct treatment strategies. I've talked about the collective learning framework. These awesome videos about it by the Fetch.AI team. You can check it out. Risk management, smart booking systems, smart mobility and transport via multi-agent mobility services. So how Fetch.AI benefits Mobix? We're almost done. So the first significant benefit of working with Fetch.AI is the ability to develop AAs focused on facilitating smart micromobility. These agents, such as the Mobix reward agent, will be performing the heavy lifting behind the scenes and provide a great deal of functionality that users would be able to enjoy when using the Mobix wallet. So these agents will be tracking users' usage mining, putting users in contact with a micromobility service provider that suits their preferences, also using Datarela's smart self-sovereign identity to protect their data, and potentially even planning user journeys. So the second significant benefit of Fetch.AI is that it's blockchain. So switch to mainnet staking on September 15th, so this past, will be the chain that the Mobix reward token will be exchanged upon. So this will allow the Mobix reward agent to award tokens to micromobility users, and further will allow users to book and pay for their micromobility services and infrastructure offering using their Mobix wallet. So also, due to the enormous number of potential transactions supported by the Fetch.AI blockchain, Mobix transactions will be processed at lightning fast. So in closing, hopefully this article has been useful in illustrating just how amazing the Fetch.AI project is and how it's helping Mobix bring smart micromobility solutions to consumers. So remember that Mobix stake drop is occurring on the 20th of September. So make sure you're staked on the Fetch.AI mainnet. This is 2021. In order to participate and receive the stake drop, you need to be staking FET tokens on the Fetch.AI mainnet. They've repeated it here. So to learn more about how to participate, check here and here. I'm going to post these two articles in the description. So I'm not going to say more about the subject, but just a quick summary. There's a company called Datarela. It's led by a gentleman called, I think he's called Michael Reuter. So, and they formed, he and other colleagues, they formed the Mobix ecosystem, which is building some interesting solutions leveraging the autonomous economic agents and the Mobix ecosystem and the Fetch.AI mainnet, and as well as the technology from all the services being brought forth by the Datarela and the Mobix ecosystem as well. So that's the purpose of Mobix, and that's what they're doing. And they're trying to solve an issue with micromobility. So micromobility infrastructure like driverless cars, driverless small vehicles, scooters, and so on, maybe motorized bicycles. These devices can be able to communicate with themselves, find parking, and users can be able to find these devices and leverage them without having to go through, without having to figure out whether they're occupied or not. So that is the essence of what they're trying to do. And I think this is very exciting for the Fetch.AI team, the Genee collaboration. Fetch.AI has also had other collaborations with Bosch Global, Festo, so many Ocean Protocol, so many other organizations out there, Katina X organization, consortium that they formed. Anyway, so this was just a quick summary of what is happening with Fetch.AI and the Mobix ecosystem. I really hope you learned something. In this video, I was hoping to talk more about layer 2 solutions. There's some other solution that's the names popping out there is dominate. They want to mainly capitalize the NFT space, but I'll talk about that in another video. I can't interchange these too much. Anyway, so that's all I want to talk about today. Hope you learned something. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.